I'm so glad to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. This is incredible.
I have so many questions to ask you tonight. I might actually refer to my cards, which I try not to, and I'm sure I won't get to all of them. But there's so many things I want to talk to you about, not only your career, but especially this movie that comes out tomorrow, A Star is Born, directed, written, and starring Bradley Cooper and you.
Yes.
And I've got something on these people. They've never seen it, but I think everyone's going to see this movie because I rarely leave a movie theater as moved and as inspired. Not only as an artist, but also just as a human being, to be better and to listen to the people around me and to pay attention to what people are going through and what they want to express.
Thank you so much. You are so wonderful, and I am so grateful and so humbled to be here. And, you know, there can be 100 people in the room, and 99 don't believe in you, and just one does. And Bradley Cooper believed in me, and I would not be here without him today. He's incredible.
Now, how did that go about? How did you meet him, and how did you end up getting this part?
Well, it was just kind of this incredible experience. I sang the night before I met him at an event for cancer thrown by Sean Parker. And I was singing La Vie en Rose. I was doing a jazz set that evening. And Bradley just happened to be in the audience. And I got a phone call that he wanted to meet me the next day. And he came to my house. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And, you know, he came into the home, and I looked into his eyes, and I just felt an instant connection with him. I mean, he made me feel so comfortable, and he's such a kind and loving person, and it's so rare. I'll tell you something. There's a lot of fake people in Hollywood, and Bradley is not one of them.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, you know, he's physically attractive.
That too, yeah.
He's physically attractive, and he's a great actor, and as I said, he's a fantastic musical performer, and he co-wrote this movie, and he also wrote his songs, and he also directed it. I admire him so much more, and acted, and I admire him so much more, and I like him so much less, because leave something to the rest of us, is my feeling when I left the movie. Come on, damn it, Bradley Cooper, some of us have to be able to do something better than you.
He really is great at everything, though. I mean, it's just the truth.
This is was this the premiere?
Yes.
At the Venice Film Festival?
Yes.
Okay. That's amazing.
It was a really fun time. You know, it was just a culmination of the wonderful experience I had with him. You know, that day that I met him at my house, he wanted to sing a song with me called Midnight Special by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Sure.
And right before we sang, I fed him first because he was hungry. And we're both Italian, and we're from the East Coast, so, you know, that's what you do. And so I was, you know, heating up some leftover pasta in a frying pan, and we were talking, and then I printed out the sheet music, and I went to the piano, and I sat down, and I started to play, and then he opened his mouth and sang, and I was like, oh my God. I said, Bradley, you have a voice. I mean, that man, he sings from his gut. He sings from his soul. And, you know, you can be a technically perfect singer, and I'm sure, you know, the band can all agree, like, you can be technically perfect but have no ability to tell a story, you know? And he just can tell a story when he sings, and I was so drawn to his passion, and, you know, that's why I wanted to do this. It was because I believed so much in him, and I was so grateful that he believed in me.
It's about a Arizona music star, Jack, who is Bradley Cooper's character, and he meets you, and you aspire to be a singer. You aspire to be a star. You do your own singing, but you're afraid to show your songs to other people.
Well, I would put it differently.
I bet you would.
I'm sorry. You know, my character, Allie, in this film, she's very different than I was. I mean, when I was 19 years old and I decided, you know, my friends were calling me Gaga when I was out singing in clubs, and I was like, I'm gonna be Lady Gaga, and that's how, you know, I knew I had something to say. I wanted to say it. I wanted to, you know, knock on every door. I was dragging my keyboard around New York City, banging on everyone's door. I was pretending to be my own manager to get gigs.
What was your manager's name? Your fake manager?
I don't even remember. But I was like, hello, this is Lady Gaga's manager, and she's really hot right now. And, you know, and I was just like, you know, I just like was working it, you know, doing everything I could. And I really believed in myself. But my character in this film, Allie, she's not that way. She's, you know, in her 30s, and she's given up. She doesn't believe in herself. She's been told that she's not, you know, beautiful enough to make it, that, you know, she writes great songs, but that she doesn't look so good. And that, you know, truthfully, she's just incredibly insecure, and she's lacking in self-confidence. And it's meeting Jackson, or Jack, as she calls him in the film. It's his love for her and his belief in her that gives her wings to fly.
We have a clip here, and this is the first night you guys meet. He's drunk and looking for another bar. He comes into the place where you're singing La Vie en Rose.
Right.
And then...
Yes, my character, she sings once a week at a drag bar, and she's the only girl that gets to sing live because they loved her so much because she used to work there as a server. And
you get into a fight. He's iced your hand down with some frozen peas, and you're sitting in the parking lot of a grocery store, and you're talking about writing songs.
Yeah.
I started writing this song the other day. I'm off the deep end. Watch as I dive in. I never meet the ground.
Holy Can I tell you a secret? I think you might be a songwriter.
I think that scene is, for me, my wife and I were talking about it, that scene is the core of the movie. That scene is like the crystal around which the entire relationship grows. What part of the magic is watching your characters fall in love, intertwined with artistic collaboration.
Yes.
How much of that story of what it means to write songs and what it means to take a risk by sharing yourself is your story?
Man, if I didn't have an ability to share my songs, I don't know who I would be. You know, it's part of who I am. It's part of what made me happy my whole life. You know, if I wasn't sitting here with you right now, I'd still be in a bar downtown, banging on a piano somewhere with my high heel on the keys, singing my brains off. But, you know, what you didn't see right before you saw that clip is that she sings to him, tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void? Or do you need more? Ain't it hard keeping it so hardcore? And then she sings those lyrics after, you know, I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in, I'll never meet the ground, crash through the surface where they can't hurt us, we're far from the shallow now. You know, for me as a songwriter in these times, like, I couldn't be more grateful to everyone that I worked with on this project to put that song into the world, because I think we live in a pretty shallow time. And I think that we long for that depth. We long for that honesty.
He says right before your character Allie really launches into superstardom, it's like you've got to dig down deep.
Right.
And be honest, or the audience will know that you're not being honest to them, or else you'll have no legs. You'll have no career.
That's right.
Nothing really that you want to continue.
Right.
Have you ever been challenged at that, where you think like, oh no, wait, I've stopped being honest here. I lost my way, or like that song, I did it, but that's not really. Damn, I wish I could redo that again because I didn't approach that as honestly as I should have. Or
You know, I try not to do that because, you know, with my records and my music, you know, it's always exactly where I'm at. And that's as honest as I can be. And if I, you know, wish I could have tweaked something in the mix here or there, or, you know, maybe sang a little part a little differently, I try not to be hard on myself about those things because the most honest thing I can be is exactly what it was, you know? And if that's what I wanted to say in that moment, that's what I'm saying. That's it.
Well, we have to take a little bit of a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back with more Lady Gaga, everybody.